How's it going, everyone? It is Andre Williams, and over here we talk stocks and we focus on one thing. Always protect your profits. And today we're going to be talking about Farmmi. Yes, it ended up having a pullback inside the market today. It wasn't that big at all, and I feel like the phase that it's currently in, it is consolidating. I'll talk about it further inside of this video. I won't waste any more time. Let's jump into the agenda. If you're new to this channel, I just want to let you know we have timestamps down below inside the description. But if you are a shareholder or you're thinking about taking a position, I highly suggest you watch this full entire video. So the first thing we're going to go over is the technical analysis. We're going to be taking a look at the overall price action. We want to know support, we want to know resistance, and what are some levels to look out for going into tomorrow. Many of you have sent me messages saying, Dre, I'm getting a lot of value from this. You talked about the resistance at the 40-cent level. We're seeing a continuation of that. Like I said, this is the best way so you have a strategy. And then also going on Fintel, we want to see what the short interest is looking like. Are there a lot of shorts continuing to be heavily vested in this play? Are they increasing their positions? We're going to find out. And then we're going to take a look at the order flow distribution. The reason why this is very important, we want to see if institutions are loading up on shares. Are they a part of the action? What is really happening on the retail side as well? And then when all of that is done, we'll be going into the final thoughts and as well as some more key details. So let's get to it. So we're going to do a technical analysis for Farmmi. Let's see how it performed on the day. So it ended up closing at 38 cents, being down 2.59%. On the low, it tested 35 cents, and then on the high, testing 40 cents. When we take a look at the volume stats on the day, you can see we traded at 271.759 million shares, and the average volume over 10 trading days being at 451.456 million shares. So you can see here right away, we're not used to getting the volume that we ended up getting like we've seen on previous days. But of course, we didn't pull back that much. It's only about 1 cent. Now, when we take a look at our chart, we're using the 5-day, 5-minute chart. This has been the chart we've been using since we've been covering FAMI and so on. So we could see from the RSI down below, it's right around 50.80. So it's continuing to stay in the middle. Part of the reasons why I still remain bullish on this particular play, we are definitely seeing higher levels of support as of late. And we were talking about the fact in previous videos that 40 cent is an area of resistance for FAMI. And that's part of the reasons why with your trading strategy, you want to take advantage of when it pulls back, and when you get confirmation, you should be able to make a move off of that play. One thing that we could see clearly right here though, we want to see 37 cents continue to be an area of support. We did close at 38, but going into the open, you know that we are well known to get those dips. So the next dip that you want to see hold up will be right around 37. And then of course, you'd want to see if it would hold up around 36 as well. So taking that into consideration, know those key levels. If we end up breaking through them, then we already know the next level we want to look out for will be right here around 35 cents. So just keeping that in mind. As far as where we tested on the high of 40 cents, yes, if we end up getting past 40 cents, then I'm easily looking for a move for us to go to 41. And you can see in the past as well, this was a clear area of resistance yesterday. So just keep that in mind for those levels, and also do know as far as your profit taking, at least you have a good idea of what your entry could potentially look like and as well as your exit. So let's see what FAMI does going into tomorrow. So we're going to take a look at the short interest information for FAMI. So as we see from the dark pool short volume ratio, it is at 51.54, and then for the dark pool short volume being at just over 119 million shares, with the short interest percentage of float being at around 2.63%. As we scroll down on the page, the short shares availability is at 80,000, and that was updated 20 minutes ago. And then for the short borrow fee rate, it's at 16.67. When we take a look at the history of the short volume ratio, we can see for the close of the 5th, it was at 50.89, and then the close for the 6th being at 51.54. So we could see that it has clearly gone up a little bit. So what this tells us, FAMI continues to have short squeeze potential, and there's also a lot of shorts who are vested in this play increasing their positions. So what does this mean? Even more volatility. So I hope you guys are prepared. So now let's jump into the order flow distribution. Now let's take a look at the order flow distribution for Farmmi. So we can see here on the inflow, it was at 28.04, and then on the outflow, it was 23.76. So we ended up having an inflow day. So we could see on the large, it was 3.62. Then on the medium, it was 18.96. And then on the small, this was 5.46. Keep in mind, this is in the millions. When we take a look at the outflow side on the large, we had 2.76. And then on the medium, we had 15.79. And then on the small, we had 5.21. When we take a look at the large scale orders in the last 5 days, you could see for today, October the 7th, having that big time inflow, looking like a big green candle right there at 860.2. So one thing that we can clearly see here, there was a lot of buying on the retail side. We also saw this on the medium orders, and as well as for the large scale, yes, there was a lot of buying coming from institutions. We also do realize there was a lot of profit taking. So there were a lot of traders who were inside of this play. And I know we're going to be seeing a continuation of that. And this is part of the reasons why this play is very volatile and why you need to do your homework before actually taking a position or whether you decide to trade it. So now let's jump into the final thoughts and we'll go over some more details as well. So for my final thoughts for Farmmi, I am still bullish when it comes to this play. Part of the reasons being is, and we even saw this when looking over the technicals, we are seeing increasing levels of support, and it definitely looks like it is consolidating at the moment. We do know that there is resistance at that 40-cent level, and if we can gain some momentum above it, I'm going to look forward to seeing 41 and also seeing some more highs afterwards. But keep in mind, this is not going to be a smooth process. It's not going to just go straight up. So when you have these pullbacks and so forth, I want to make sure before you even take a position, you're maximizing your overall entry, because this will have an impact on your overall profits. And I've talked about this in previous videos for Farmmi, and I know that many of you are using it as a tool to help you with your trading. Also, when we went on Fintel taking a look at the short interest information, we could see this play does continue to have short squeeze potential. That is of no surprise, and this is part of the reasons why buying volume is very important. I can see for the volume that we ended up having today, it wasn't as high as we saw on previous days. So if the volume continues to go down, especially going into tomorrow, then I wouldn't be shocked if we pulled back further. But do understand, as far as the pullback that we had today, it really wasn't that much of a big deal. So with all of that said, I just want to make sure you guys are using the right risk management. When I see those messages saying, hey, I got my whole account in here, hey, I'm betting the house on this, I'm just like, hey, I hope you guys are joking around. At the end of the day, this is a penny stock. You never know what could happen. You never know what the company might come out and say. You want to make sure that you are protecting yourself and you are protecting your profits. I want to make sure I really emphasize this, because I want to make sure that you have staying power when it comes to being in the stock market. So I hope you enjoyed this video, and we'll be talking real soon.